Strategic Gaming and brought to you live on twitch.tv at Commando Gaming 1. We're continuing our series on Battletech Advanced. Sorry I missed you guys yesterday. Work came up and I had to start work a little early, and it happens sometimes. Not much I could do about it. I'm trying to do something about it, but we'll see if that works out. In any event, let's jump into it. We're grinding our way up to build our relationship with the Lyrian Commonwealth so we can take more missions with them. So I'm in the process of getting Blight, hopefully. Right now we're at 5. Or we can gain 5, but we're actually in the negative right now. We fought the Commonwealth a little too much early on. Alright, so what we're going to do is we do have a 1 skull mission, so we're not going to go crazy. Take a bunch of assaults. We're going to take some lower level mechs. I did put together this cool hunchback. This is a hunchback that was featured in Tukiyed because it had the had a Gauss rifle on it, on a 50-ton mech. So let's check that out because Gauss is fun. We'll take the Kentaro. Let's take a Blackjack Omni. And we'll take a Raven. Yeah, I don't really feel like we need to take more than 4 mechs for a 1 skull attack the base mission. I'm trying to level our force to the challenge here, otherwise it would just be a little too easy. Watch them send a much more powerful force, and I'll be struggling. We'll see what happens there. I want to encourage everyone to get involved in the chat. And we do have a Funko Pop giveaway available. If you haven't given us a follow yet, please consider doing so. Not only will you get notified when we have great gameplay content for you, but you'll also be entered into our Funko Pop giveaway every month. And guess what? It's almost the first of the month, so we're about to do another Funko Pop giveaway. So I'm just saying, if you want your chance this month, now's a good time to give us a follow. Let's begin that mission. Excited about Falcon and the Winter Soldier today. Please do not give me any spoilers. I will be watching it this evening. Really excited about the quality of the content we are getting out of Disney Plus, the Marvel shows. Not that I'm surprised, but they are incredibly good quality. You know, I've heard the Falcon and Winter Soldier shows have an average cost of about $36 million. That's an unconfirmed source, meaning it's not from Marvel itself. But that's been reported in a couple different places, that $36 million number. And you can tell because they all look like 1-hour movies. They're very high quality. And they do a fantastic job of trying to bring the MCU film environment to your smaller screen. And they do an amazing job with it. You know, there is a track record with comic book TV shows and made-for-TV movies that are a little challenged. Maybe they skimp a little too much on the budget. I mean, a lot of these were older movies made for TV. So you can't really compare them apples to apples, of course. But they were a little on the skimpy side. I'm thinking about some really bad made-for-TV comic book movies. One of the ones that comes to mind to me is the David Hasselhoff Nick Fury movie. Yes, there was a David Hasselhoff playing Nick Fury made-for-TV movie. So, yeah, we've seen some bad comic book TV. The one thing that does make me a little sad is that, it isn't on mainstream TV, so everybody can check it out. I know that, I guarantee you there's a lot of big Marvel fans who, especially during COVID, just don't have the coin to look at Disney Plus. And they either have to find creative ways to get the content or, heaven forbid, borrow somebody's password or things like that to watch the show. I'm actually just waiting for Disney Plus. I know Netflix has started to be very proactive to try to keep people from sharing their account to the point that they want to track you. If Netflix or Disney Plus ever ask you to track your GPS location, don't let them do it. Don't ever do it, because that's their way of saying, wait a minute, how are you 20 miles away and watching the show at the same time you're watching the show on another TV, right? So, bad mojo. I'm a capitalist at heart, so I understand the desire of these large corporations to make their money. Don't get me wrong. But some things I think they go a little overboard with. Like, people have been sharing Netflix and other streaming channels ever since they first came about. And I don't think it's unfair. I'll probably get a cease and desist from Disney for saying that on stream. They don't care about me. But it would almost be cool if they cared enough about me, right? Like, I had enough of an impact that Disney said, cease and desist, you can't say these things. But fortunately, Disney doesn't know a hill of beans about me. So maybe that'll change. By the way, Disney, I have sponsorships available. All you have to do is give me some fine coin, and I will tell everybody that sharing passwords for streaming shows is really bad. But in the meantime, I mean, early on, back in the old days, when these channels didn't have as much streaming content as they had before, it was kind of fair that people were sharing them a little bit, in my opinion, because, they didn't have as much content as they have now. I kind of feel that way with Disney Plus. Like, they have a lot of content. Don't get me wrong, but a lot of it I don't want to watch. You know, there's a lot of stuff from the old Disney network, like bubblegum teenager shows, Hannah Montana and all that stuff, that I don't want to watch that stuff. And, you know, the Marvel stuff, I mean, yeah, I mean, theoretically, you could have the MCU on in a loop and just watch it continuously. You could do that. But when you compare the content on Disney Plus to, say, Netflix, where I think Netflix adds like 20, I think it was something like 27 hours of content every day. That's the number I heard. That was a pre-COVID number. I don't know if that number's still the case. But I heard that was pretty accurate. That Netflix, even if it's not the best content, is still putting in more hours per content than you could watch in a day. So basically, it's impossible to watch. What's the Scorpion have on it? Just 2 medium lasers. Might as well finish off this galleon. But that's amazing. So Disney Plus is nowhere close to that. I mean, you think about it. I mean, if you throw out some of the legacy Fox stuff that they're starting to roll out, and the really old cartoons that are not necessarily the best cartoons, I mean, they're okay. If you exclude those things, then, you know, Disney Plus is putting up, what, 5 or 6 hours of new content a week. If you compare that to Netflix, it's not even close. Took the arm off that fire starter, just like I planned. So it's kind of interesting to see. We got reinforcements on the completely wrong side of where we are. Enemy reinforcements. Alright, we need to hustle some people over there. I know better than that. How did I fall for that trick? You know why? Because this was a level... this was a 1 skull mission, and I got lulled into complacency. By a locust. There's a locust right there. Locust is taking out my buildings. Thank you, locust. Ooh, nice. There goes a fire starter. Good. Because we need to reorient our forces to the larger threat. They did a good job of lulling me into overconfidence. Yep, the base should be... yeah, the enemy should be above and below if they drop 2 lances. Yep. And good morning. How are you doing? Nicest. You know, I was just talking about, you know, one of the big things that I've noticed over the last couple weeks is streaming services are trying to find a way to avoid people sharing passwords and whatnot. I've had Netflix try to play that game with me twice in the last 2 weeks. And then I think it's only a matter of time before Disney Plus starts finding a way to crack down on people sharing passwords. Because I fully expect the vast majority of people are going to be seeing Black Widow at home. Because I I am unfortunately very worried that these new variants that are coming out. Apparently, I knew about the British variant, but there's also a Brazilian variant that has recently surfaced, which is very prone to have a very high rate of people acquiring it, and that's concerning to me. I'm really worried about whether. Let's see if we can just do a headshot on this Hollander. I'm really worried that we might go into another round of lockdowns in the near future. Because we have a dangerous combination of people trying to get back to normal, which I don't blame people for, and I don't blame the states for. They're trying to follow the will of the people, and the people in the United States feel like we're over this COVID thing. Let's get back to normal. The problem is that with these new variants coming out, some of which might be resistant to the vaccine, we might have to roll things back again. That's my big concern right now. Last year was not a good year for me. Personally, I canceled 4 vacations. I postponed a wedding, and I canceled a wedding. Not because of any problems with the person I was going to marry, but because of COVID. So, it's really hard. Let's see if we can get rid of this locust. So, and don't get me wrong. The fact that I had to cancel weddings, one hit kill on that locust, nice, and that I had to cancel vacations. In the big scheme of things, it's a really small thing. I'm very fortunate that friends and family did not get sick. Please don't take it that way. But I'm just saying, I empathize with people who are like, can we just get back to normal? And also, a big part of my job before COVID was traveling to visit with customers and building relationships and networking. And that's really hampered right now because of COVID. So I used to dread going on business trips, but I would love to go on a business trip right now. Just the opportunity to meet some of my customers and coworkers and have some social interaction, but who knows when that'll happen again. Nicest, you work in a essential industry and your company decided super early just to say no people in the stores. So that didn't stop your industry. I'm taking that to mean it just... let's see, we need to get some people over here to deal with this force here. We got the trebuchet. Alright, I gotta sprint the Raven back to help with this force that's coming up from behind. Don't let anything come up behind you. Bad things happen. Especially in Battletech. Alright, luckily we've got some turrets to help us. So, I'm very concerned that we could have a bad combination of, hey, things are getting better, don't worry about it, and yeah, we've got real problems again. So it's going to be interesting to see which of those happen. You know, I really hope that we can get back to normal. But these new variants that are coming out, combined with the fact that society is very sensitive about these issues, it's very easy that we could roll back into into a situation where we again are forced to do the whole shelter in place and stay at home. You know, I live in California, and we've probably had the most restrictive situation in the United States for the longest period of time. And even here, with a very progressive, and I don't want this to become a political discussion, a very progressive government who really wants to make sure that we avoid deaths, which, you know, I'm not opposed to stopping deaths. Don't take that the wrong way. This is exactly the situation where I could easily see us immediately go back to shelter in place notifications if the numbers go back up. Nicest says, oh, it has hurt business pretty badly, and I've seen at least a dozen other businesses locally fold and disappear. Yeah. I mean, it's not hard to just drive around and see the companies or the businesses that didn't make it. You know, in Southern California, for example, they estimate that I think it was 31% of restaurants. No, 30% more restaurants are going to fail than they normally would because of COVID. So, if you don't know a lot about the restaurant industry, it's one of the hardest businesses to start up because there's so much competition. And when you start up a restaurant for the first year or two, you're not making any money. So it's really hard to start a new restaurant unless you have significant money behind it to weather those first couple years. So already, I think the failure rate for a restaurant was normally around 50%. Half of them make it, half of them don't. And then the thing is, with COVID, it's probably up to 80% that don't make it. Because quite frankly, it's just a really high hurdle to survive. Most restaurants just cannot make enough money with social distance dining and with takeout. Like, it's not enough. Like, historically, restaurants need to pack as many people in and turn them in and out as quickly as possible to turn a profit. All right. We need to get some forces up here. Yeah, let's do this. So, you know, in my area, you could just drive around and you could see all kinds of restaurants that are shut down, and it just says for lease on the doors, or it doesn't even say anything, but they're very clearly not working anymore. A good example for me, and a sad example for me, is right next to my house, or close to my house. There is a IHOP, which my son likes to go to because he has simple taste in food, like most kids. He likes what he likes, and he is comfortable with what he's used to. So we've been going to that IHOP probably since he was 4 years old. So for 10 years. And now that IHOP closed down. The sad thing is, it closed down about, I want to say it was about a month before they were allowed to do indoor dining again. So if they had just held on for one more month, they probably could have made it. And most International House of Pancakes are franchised, right? So clearly this franchise just got to the end of its financial means and said we're closing down. Like a month before they could have reopened for in-person dining. So it was just really bad timing. And there's probably hundreds of stories like that. But, I am very worried that with the Brazilian variant and the British variant, and I'm not attacking those countries, that's just what the variants are called, that these variants could easily put us in a place where things need to be shut down. For example, South America and Latin America are having rampant COVID-19 problems right now, in large part because the Brazilian government was not aggressive in coming up with protective measures and wearing masks and things like that. So that's a big reason that variant probably showed up in that country, because there's just so much spread. So, the problem is all those countries, Gauss rifle on that Hollander, is all those countries, we're not living in a vacuum, right? So anytime you see an outbreak in a country that's close to you, it might as well be in your country. People will find ways across the border. People will break quarantines for various reasons, and the virus will spread. So don't think just because, there's a border there, so we're safe. Those are just illusions that are created by borders. Like, we really are one big community for fighting COVID. America can vaccinate, and they're doing a good job right now at vaccinating. So I would never take that away from anybody. But America is about business from the rest of the world, right? We are not a manufacturing, we are a service company, a country. We provide services to the rest of the world. So if the rest of the world doesn't have the wherewithal or the ability to purchase our products, hey Thomas, how's it going today? Then America will struggle. So we can't just say, well, we're getting vaccinated, everything is going to get back to normal. Because the United States really needs the whole world to vaccinate and get back to normal, to really get back to normal. Because variants are going to find their way back to the United States. Even with vaccination, you still have, I'm not sure of the exact number. Ooh, that's a nice kill there. Even with vaccination, I think it's still a 10% chance that you can still get COVID. It's just not going to be as bad. So with these variants, the big concern is that you actually will have situations where people are more likely to get sick. What if, even if you have the vaccine, but you still get sick 50% of the time? It could be really bad. Let's see what Goggle says about that. Those are old variants. There are new variants found initially in South Africa and possibly new one in India, but the concern to me is the U.S. has been lackadaisical in many jurisdictions, leading to continued 50K plus new cases and 1,000 deaths per day. This is a prime breeding ground for their very own variant. Yep, that's very true, Goggles. I agree. Nisa says viral mutation is both a good and bad thing. Good because mutations could be less severe in terms of symptoms. Bad because things like transmittability and lethality can increase. Yeah, I mean anybody who's and there's several great video games where you actually play as a virus and you try. Plague Inc. comes to mind. If you play Plague Inc., yes, I understand that it was a video game, but a lot of it was actually based on scientific data. So if you play Plague Inc., you realize how easy it can be for diseases to mutate and become much more dangerous. I used to play a lot of that game a couple of years ago. It was a lot of fun. Great game to play on your iPad or mobile device. But, America especially has always been really torn between the desire to get back to normal as quickly as possible for some people and the desire to stay safe for a lot of people. And they're very contradictory concepts. And it's really becoming a political issue more than a medical issue about which way your area will go. If your political government in your area is more progressive, they tend to be very conservative and focus more on saving lives than promoting business. And then there are other people who are more conservative and more pro-business that are just like, we've done as much as we could do and it's time to get back to normal. And I'm really on the fence with both of those ideas. Oof. I oddly enough, I love taking the Omni Blackjack, kicking an enemy, and then giving him a whole bunch of buckshot to the face. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in the next couple months. I'm concerned even if we get vaccinated. And in my area, which has been a little slow with vaccinations, they say that everybody under 16, 16 or over, will be eligible for the vaccination by the middle of April, which is pretty surprising. Now, whether you can get an appointment or not is another story, but I'm shocked that I'll be eligible by April 15th. That seems really fast to me. So we'll see what happens here. All right, so yeah, we got beat up a little bit, but that's because I'm taking I'm taking my lighter mechs for these missions just to make them more challenging. I got a trebuchet part, even though I went mostly for reputation, which is good. We got an extra part of a mech for free, basically. Nisa says, when I played Plague, I learned two important facts. China, with its huge population concentrations, is almost the perfect hotbed for breeding diseases. Saudi Arabia, with Mecca and Haji, is great for cycling populations through infections and spreading it rapidly. Both of those items are true. You know, ironically, when I played that game, my favorite place to start a plague or virus was in China. I agree. Because it was one of those places where disease really spreads rapidly. So that's not a social commentary. That is not an attack on anybody who's from China, just to be clear. Just demographically, that has proven to be the case. You know, and I know there's a lot of anti-Asian sentiment out there, and I just want to say, just to be completely clear, I do not condone any Asian sentiment. Those of you that know my background, I did spend many years in the military, and in the military, we're all green, right? That's one of the basic concepts of life in the military, and not only do they believe that, but you believe it as a soldier. Like, you very quickly learn, you know, that people from all walks of life can be your blood brothers, right? People that you will ride or die with, that you, in other situations, you wouldn't even necessarily get to know them. All right, let's keep working on our relationship with the Lyrian Commonwealth. Let's see. We're slowly getting our reputation up. Oh, Clan Novacat. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Right, so we're playing against the clan. So we're going to change things a little bit here. I'm going to have to maximize salvage, because we can't pass up on sweet clan salvage. Let's see. Oh, geez. I've got to fight the clan with a bunch of garbage mechs? Oh, boy. Alright, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to rig this one a little bit. So we're going to take our night gear. We're going to take our Dragonfire. And, let's see. Let's take our Orion, which I've set up to be a close range brawler. We're going to take 3 legitimate mechs on this mission because it's against the clan. Yes, so right now I'm just trying to build reputation. That's why I'm taking these lower skull missions. One of the things that happens in Battletech Advanced is obviously you're fighting against one group of people continuously, and sometimes, in this example, when I was fighting for the Free Worlds League, I ended up fighting against the Lyrian Commonwealth quite a bit. So now they don't like me. So one of the things you have to do is take some lower level missions for the people that don't like you to eventually get to the point where you can start doing higher level missions. So it's very common in this game that sometimes you have to say, you know what? I'm going to have to take some lower level missions, which is why I've kept some lower tonnage mechs and a lower quality mechs available in the mech bay, so that in these situations, like if I took a bunch of assaults on a 1 skull mission, it would be very boring and not watchable. I'm making an exception here because I want to maximize clan salvage here. Alright, so we got one lance of enemy clan mechs. There's probably going to be more. Alright, so we got an Irby. We've got a Locust. We can at least use the Locust for scouting. So that gives us a scout. We've got a Mongoose, which we can actually use for scouting as well. So we have 2 scouts available. And then we have our 3 mechs that I brought specifically so we can get some headshots on some clan mechs. Nisus says, yeah, right now my rep with Wolf is just above the point where they start sending kill teams after me. You know what? That's not a bad thing. Those kill teams have nice salvage. That's all I'm going to say. I got to get off of this mountain. Alright, so we got to go through that pathway to get off this mountain. I can already tell you this Irby is going to be left in the dust because I can't wait around for an Irby. That Irby is going to be our rear guard. Because he's just not going to be able to do much for us. As you can see, his speed is horrible. Maybe he can provide some fire support. Alright, so we got the enemy force up there. I don't want to be too aggressive here because I want to get the rest of our force down there. So let's use our scouts to start working on the flank while we get the rest of our force up on that hill. That's probably going to take a couple of rounds. I do like this Orion I put together. It has an AC-20, whole bunch of MRM launchers. I wish I had an Ultra AC-20. That would be lovely, but I don't. Alright, so what are we going to do against the clan? So let's see if we can pop our head out just a little bit. See what we're up against. Here we go. Enemy contact. The good thing is we should be building up precision strikes. So hopefully we can get some headshots on these guys. Oh boy, you set your skills to very slow? Wow. I've never done that because I keep my skill ratio at average or normal, and that usually works well for me. Alright, let's see if we can just start doing a little bit of damage, hopefully, to some of these clan mechs without taking off ahead. We've got a Cougar. You know, just get the Cougar's attention, Locust, and then I want you to run like hell. Mongoose, kind of do the same thing. Let's do some sniping. Since the Mongoose here has a large laser. And that's it. A Thorn? Oh, man. Nova Cat with a Thorn? Why? Why would Nova Cat have a Thorn? That Cougar looks like it's really nice salvage. Ooh, Locust got hit hard. I would not mind adding a Cougar as one of my scouts. I've always been a big fan of Cougars. And I mean all kinds. Yes, that was a really bad joke. I understand. Alright, so we're just going to get our night gear on the side of the hill because we're not going to be able to shoot this round, but we're going to keep it below the military crest of the hill so we don't get hit there. Same thing with the Orion. I don't want to use the Orion unless I have to, or at least his full weapons, because Oh, all friendly mechs must survive. Okay, so that tells me this locust needs to get back behind cover. I don't want to lose the mission just because this locust gets pummeled. So that's probably it for our scouts. Maybe I can use the mongoose one more time to get a shot at this thorn. Ah, we lucked out there. That's not even a clan mech. I wonder if we just have 2 mechs here on this mission. If so, I really want to try to get a headshot on that cougar. A cougar would be a real... Alright, here we go. Night Gear. Night Gear can get a headshot. Except, I don't want to do this. Because this Night Gear doesn't have the ability to do a precision strike. So we're just going to do a little bit of damage to keep him honest. I need to move the Dragonfire up, because the Dragonfire can do the precision strikes on the head. Okay, let's put the Orion up to like tank next round and take some damage. Now the Thorn I don't mind killing. The Thorn isn't good salvage, but this Cougar would be really nice salvage if I can get a if I can get full salvage on that Cougar. That would be a nice opportunity, and we have a decent shot here if I do this right. Let's keep this Locust out of trouble. He's about to die, and if he dies, then I lose the mission. Alright, Mongoose, what do you got? Can you keep sniping that Thorn? That would be nice. Nice. Very good. Ooh, alright. So again, that Mongoose is going to have to be pulled back. Alright, let's use the Night Gear to really see if we can get rid of this Thorn. We've got plenty of precision strikes, actually, but let's just use Battlelord here. See if we can't get rid of this Thorn quickly. There we go. There goes the Thorn. Alright, so it looks like it's just that Cougar left for the Novacat forces. Which means we need to push up our Dragonfire because I want to get headshots on that. Alright, let's push the Orion. What I want to do is move the Orion up, really to just soak up some damage. We're not even going to fire here. Ooh, making a drop, expect company. Okay, good. Good, good, good. Alright, let's keep moving our friendly forces away from that enemy spawn point. Because we can't let our friendly forces die. Including the Mongoose here. So let's just keep the friendly forces away from the enemy. Alright, Cougar's moving up. And as I hope, the Orion is taking the fire, which is what my plan was there. Herbie, why don't you stay here so you can actually ambush that enemy force when it drops. Alright, Night Gear, why don't you do the same thing? Because I want our Dragonfire to go after this clan mech. Because our Dragonfire has the ability to do precision strikes. And let's go for a headshot. Headshot! There we go. We just got 4 parts of a cougar. No! 3? Oh, I got robbed there. Alright, I got robbed there. Alright, so we got the enemy force dropping. My biggest hope is that it's a clan force and we can get some more clan salvage. A big mech. Ooh. What do we have? We've got a Vapor Eagle and a Kentaro. Both are really good salvage. Alright, so let's keep moving our friendly mechs away. Yeah, you guys can just sit this one out. Yeah, except for the Irby here. He's got a good shot at the Vapor Eagle. Might as well take that shot. Alright, so this could be the same scenario. We probably want to get headshots on the Vapor Eagle and see if we can get full parts on that Vapor Eagle. Alright. Let's look at both of these mechs. So the Vapor Eagle is a full clan version. And the Kentaro is not clan at all. So what we want to do here is let's have everybody work on the Kentaro except for the Dragonfire, who's going to try to get headshots on the Vapor Eagle. Hey Simmons, how are you? How are things going? How's your computer search going? Have you had any luck getting a new computer approved and on its way? Alright, so we've got plenty of precision strikes here. Let's go for headshots on that Vapor Eagle. Nope, no luck there. Alright, Orion. This is where the Orion is really going to come into its own here. We're going to go for a melee kick on the Kentaro. Nice melee damage there. And then we still have a full load of weapons in the Kentaro's face. Nice. Alright, our friendly forces are going to keep out of this fight, because that Locust and Mongoose will easily get killed by any of these enemy mechs. Yeah, we could do one large laser shot at the Kentaro. Why not? And it missed. Alright. Flapjacks, what do you got? Yeah, take a shot at the Vapor Eagle. Alright, Night Gear. Let's keep working on the Kentaro. Can we get in the rear arc? We can. Oh, Kentaro, this is not going to be good for you. This is not going to be good. Dragonfire. You knew the routine. We're going for a precision strike to the head of that Vapor Eagle. Come on. We need a headshot here. Come on. Yes. Headshot. 4 parts of a Vapor Eagle. Nice. Posture check. Alright, I'll improve my posture. Alright, Orion. Same thing. Kick. And a weapon salvo to the face. Oh, always miss with that AC-20 at close range. Don't want to take a chance of losing this mission now. It would be just like the AI to get a cheap kill on one of my trainees and lose all this salvage. That would be very very like the AI to do. There we go. Leg off the Kintaro. Let's make sure that Kintaro never gets up again, boys. If he gets up again, then I'm doing things all wrong. Alright, night gear. Alright, so what we want to do, we want to maximize clan salvage. So that means we want to kill this Kintaro with the center torso kill as much as we can. Because then you only get 1 piece of salvage from the Kintaro in the salvage bin. Which is the ideal scenario. We should be able to finish this Kintaro with a nice shot to the center torso right here. There we go. Come on. 0 parts. I know it's impossible. I wish there was a way that you could get 0 salvage parts, because then it would increase my chances of getting that Vapor Eagle put together. Simmons says, I went to Altrex Computer and Electronic Supply and was able to get a setup agreed to by the bank, so they just need a graphics card by the end, as they are hard to find right now. So Simmons, they're building everything else for your computer except for the graphics card, and then they're kind of putting it on hold until they get the graphics card so they can send it to you, right? All right, so here's where we gamble. We're going to take 3 parts of the Vapor Eagle and hope that we get the other part. Come on. And yes, 1, 2, 3, 4 Vapor Eagle parts, which means we have a new clan mech. We've got a Cougar and a Kintaro part as well. And we got a whole bunch of clan parts too. Look at that salvage value. Amazing. Yeah, I wish you could, Thomas. I wish there was some way that you could make sure that you get as much salvage as possible from the parts that you want. Like, if you could refuse mech parts, I don't know. That might be a little too cheesy, and I don't think I could get Bloody Doves to go for it. Um, so the best thing you could do is just focus on killing the mechs that you don't want as efficiently as possible. No, Thomas, that was a raid by Novacat that we were asked to stop. So that was very fortunate for us. So now we've got a beautiful clan mech to put together. I'm not a huge Vapor Eagle fan, but it's still a clan mech. So let's take a look. All right, so we got this Vapor Eagle. All right, so this Vapor Eagle's got SRM2 streaks. It's got jump jets that I can remove. So, yep, I'm taking off the jump jets. We got a large pulse clan, which is nice. The large close pulse clan for the tonnage is a decent trade-off. These medium pulses, I like the damage. All right, so we'll take off these jump jets. I want more firepower out of this thing. So what do we have in the SRM mech bay? We can't add any more weapons. It's already maxed out. Oh, it's got 3 machine guns. I'm not a big fan of the machine guns here. But the tonnage is so low that you kind of have to leave them in there. Yeah, I could do that, but I do like the movement of the Vapor Eagle. The Vapor Eagle is a nice, has a nice potential as a scout with some firepower. So I'm not ready to give that up. Let's see. If I take out these Streak SRM2s, the irony is the Streak SRM2 clan is actually very damage efficient for its tonnage. So that's not going to work. And these machine guns, for their tonnage, you can't really complain because you get 5 damage for 0.25 tons. You might be right about the core. Let's look at cores. You might have sold me on the idea, Nisus. Okay, so we drop it to a 280 core. Let's see, our speed right now is 268. If I drop to an 80 core, let's see, I save some tonnage. I save a little bit, so it's about 4 tons. Which means I could get another large pulse in there. Let's see what other clan meant. I could do 2 large pulses. So if I take off this medium pulse and this medium pulse, I can put in a large clan pulse. Let's see. Let's do a... So drop to a 300 core. Yeah, that makes sense. So let's drop to a 300 core. I love the fact that clan mechs can get modified so quickly. All right, so that gives me 5 tons. So what other clan mechs, other clan parts do I have? Not a lot. Not a lot. Let's see. I could do what about this? I could do a clan ERPPC. Clan ERPPC. I could probably make that work. But then heat's going to be a big problem. That might not be the way to go. I could put in a snub-nose, no, snub-nose PPC, that's not going to help me either. Plasma rifle, no. What can we do? I don't want to lose clan components either. Let's look at some equipment. Let's see if there's some equipment we can put on this thing. I could definitely use some ECM. And clan double heat sinks. What if we put some extra heat sinks on this bad boy? Double heat sink. Double heat sink. That gets us close to energy neutral. We could do another double heat sink. Then we are closer to energy neutral. Large pulses, medium pulse. I don't mind the medium pulses on the medium pulses clan. I actually like. So what if I put another? I just put 2 medium lasers on. Follow my logic here. So we're going to have 2 medium lasers like so. And then we could fully armor up this bad boy. Probably as good as we're gonna get. Just under the wire as far as tonnage. Okay, at least it won't give me the notification that my tonnage is off. All right, so we're gonna have that Vapor Eagle, which I think is gonna be a nice little scout backstabber for us. Soon. All right, so let's grab another mission. All right, we got another B team mission. Oh, and it's against Clan Novacat. So again, we're gonna have to take the salvage because it is Clan Novacat. So we're gonna accept that. And it should give me the same lance. Yes. This lance should actually work pretty well. So I would love to maximize my reputation with the Lyrian Commonwealth, but I would like clan salvage more. So there you go. I want to encourage everyone to get involved in chat. If you have any questions about this mod, which is BattleTech Advanced, or the game, which is BattleTech, the game, please get involved in the chat room. or if you just want to give me feedback on what we should do or input. I learn stuff from the chat every single day that I stream. And I'm very open to suggestions, feedback, commentary, even criticism. You know, even though I've got probably 4,500 hours in this game, I still learn every day something new. All right, so we got a Clint. We've got an Icarus, which I hate. Anybody who knows me knows that I hate the Icarus with a passion. We have a Commando. And we have Armax, which is Night Gear, Dragonfire, and an Orion. So I think we don't have to have all of the friendly forces do not have to survive, which is good. I might just have the Icarus commit suicide, just because I hate the Icarus so much. No, not vehicles. You're sending clan vehicles at me? Come on. Come on, no clan vehicles. We don't want clan vehicles. So excited it's Friday. I can't tell you how excited I am. I'm hoping I can have a nice mellow Friday at work and really try to enjoy the weekend. And by that, I mean the actual weekend, not the music group. Although I like the weekend as the music group goes. All right, we got to get rid of this Thor artillery vehicle pronto. Why the clan is using mechs or vehicles and artillery is beyond me. You know, it is kind of underscored in the lore, but the clan did use traditional artillery and aerospace resources. So I know there's some people who say using artillery is quote-unquote unclan-like. It's actually not true. They did use artillery as a component of some of their forces. So while they did have a disdain for the use of artillery on a individual mech warrior level, as an organization, they did understand, especially when they were fighting the Inner Sphere, that having artillery had value because that was one of the main ways that the Inner Sphere found ways to be successful against the clans was using combined arm tactics. If you look at some of the most successful surprise battles early against the clan, it's where the Inner Sphere used unconventional tactics to get an advantage against the clans. Yeah, I think that's true, Nisus. I think that's an accurate way of saying it. But you know, it's actually very true that the clan, after the Inner Sphere was able to get a couple successful victories against the clan actually did start looking at some of the techniques that the Inner Sphere used against them and did start using some of those techniques. They were more prone to using guile and subterfuge, and you know that's why, you know, especially at the end of the initial clan invasion, some of the traditional clan rituals involving warfare were kind of put on pause because they realized that it was costing them victory. You know, the idea of one-on-one combat, eventually, once the clan actually started suffering some significant losses, they were actually more prone to saying, you know, we're going to throw out some of the core parts of clan society. They basically said they were going to put them on hold, right? So one thing that did happen during the clan war, the clan invasion, is the clans realized that they couldn't afford to lose their own warriors for things like circles of equals and rights of refusal, which are basically the clan's ways of internally settling disputes. Is they would basically say, okay, we're going to fight, and if I kick your ass, I was right. That's the closest way of explaining circle of equals, for example. But the clan realized, but in many cases, when you have a circle of equals, when you have two highly skilled warriors fighting each other in hand-to-hand combat, death followed very often. It was not uncommon for clan warriors to die in combat with each other. So during the clan invasion, when attrition was getting to the clans, because they didn't take as many forces as they could, they said, you know what, we can't afford to lose a large chunk of our forces to these situations where we're having honor combat, basically. So they said, nope, no more of that, guys. You need to knock out these circle of equals and rights of refusal as a way of settling arguments within the clans. Because they were just losing too many high-quality mech warriors, especially with rights of refusal, because that was the traditional way for a mech warrior to gain rank in clan society. It wasn't based on your merit or your abilities necessarily. It was based on your ability to command. You would literally go to the leader of your star and say, you know what? I think I would be a better commander than you. Let's have a fight to see who the commander should be. And that would be it. If your commander lost his trial, he was no longer the commander. He would either be killed, because in many cases those would go to fights to the death, or he would be demoted, or in some cases he would be dismissed in shame if he lost his position. So the clans during the clan invasion said, nope, we're suspending circle of equals, we're suspending right of refusal, because we can't afford to lose any warriors to our own force. And that helped them quite a bit. You know, the truth of the matter is, if the clans had fought as a united force and taken all of their clan resources and gone for Terra, they could have gotten to Terra before the Inner Sphere could stop them. But the clans tied their hands behind their back so much that it actually allowed the Inner Sphere to fight them to a draw eventually. And yes, I know, Comstar's the hero of the invasion, right? It still galls me that um, Comstar got to play the hero after basically being traitors the whole time, right? Like they were fully happy letting the clans kick the inner sphere's butt until they realized, oh wait, they're going for Terra, and then they ended up turning to the right side because it was convenient for them. So Space AT&T can kiss my ass. You know, Comstar is complicated in nature, right? Because you could argue if it wasn't for Comstar doing what they did, then society would have dropped more to chaos. Because during the Succession Wars, Comstar kind of kept humanity civil and kept the technology at a certain level, as long as it was less than their level of technology, of course. And then they did turn traitor in the clan invasion, but then they eventually helped stop the clans. So a bit of a catch-22 there. Then Comstar was a big part of the post-clan invasion environment and trying to stop the clans from coming back. Give them credit for that. But then, of course, we ended up with the Blakeists. Now, don't get me wrong. I completely understand that the Word of Blake was a splinter cell of Comstar, and they were not... Comstar wasn't responsible for them. But Comstar did a bad job of trying to stop the Word of Blake at its roots. Like, Comstar probably could have stopped the Word of Blake on several occasions if they'd used their full might to stop them before the Word of Blake became stronger in its own right. And if you know your Battletech history, you know that the Jihad of the Word of Blake was actually the most brutal period in the Inner Sphere. It was just amazing how many people were killed by the Word of Blake in such a short period of time, because they basically put the Ares Convention on pause. They said, nope, you know what? We don't care about the Ares Convention. We're going to use every dirty trick and every weapon of mass destruction we can. And the Inner Sphere, in Inner Sphere fashion, said, you know what? If they're going to do it, we're going to do it too. And it just became a real bloodbath. I would encourage anybody who's just starting to discover Battletech, go to the lore, because the lore, nothing helps you understand Battletech the game as much as really reading the lore. Ooh, is that lethal damage? How many parts? One part of that fire moth. That's sad. That's not going to help me. We got one vehicle left. That's not going to help us. Nice. I'm excited about your new computer, Simmons. Now, what is your goal for the new computer? Are there things that you can't do with your old computer that you want to do? Or is it you just want a better experience with the computer that you have? And I think it's really cool that the trustees approved it for you. You know, that's one of my... It's a real catch-22. I think some people in a situation where they are given money from their family are helped by having a trustee guide them. Oh, an i7. That's a nice processor. That is on par with what I have. Getting a more powerful processor makes everything beautiful. Ooh, Windows 7. Oh my goodness, that's not even supported anymore. I don't think Windows 7 is supported anymore. I might be wrong. Ooh, enemy reinforcements. All right. More salvage opportunities, which is good since they threw a whole bunch of vehicles at me. All right, let's secure this enemy base. See, I use jump jets. When they're on something that has to have jump jets, I use jump jets. I know. It's a pet peeve for some of you. You're like, why doesn't Jeff ever use jump jets? I use jump jets when I have to. Like, if you put jump jets on a mech and that's the only way for me to... I have to have jump jets on the mech, then I'll keep the jump jets. I mean, I don't have a choice. But you give me a choice between giving up a jump jet. Ooh, they're dropping right on my force. Lovely. All right, let's see what this clan salvage is. If it's all vehicles, I'm gonna be pissed. Vehicle, 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 and two. Oh man! All right, this is officially garbage. This mission is garbage. You don't send me a clan mission, and then you just give me vehicles. Ouch. Oh, jeez. Oh, I know I laughed about wanting the Icarus to commit suicide. I didn't want that to happen, though. That was not good. You would rather not have the trust at all. So I'm assuming when you say you'd rather not have the trust at all, you would still rather have the resources, right? I'm assuming you're not saying you would give up the resources to not have to have a trust account. Ooh, That commando's not going to live very long. He ejected. Hey, don't go after my dragon fire, you jerks. Battle Lord this thing. See if we can get rid of this Thor artillery piece. There we go. One Thor down. See if we can do the same thing here. Go for the turret. No dice there because I was shooting at the front armor and not the rear armor. Okay. Let's push up with the Orion. Yeah, we can do multi-target here. Really? You would give up all the resources, Simmons? Oh, I understand. Ooh, Dragonfire. Ooh, getting blasted. Oh, don't kill my Dragonfire, please. Ow. Oh. Sucks. Good. Stop going after my Dragonfire. I understand what you're saying, Simmons. I do understand what you're saying, and I know you've had a lot of challenges getting approval for things in a timely manner. I'm definitely sympathetic of that. Alright, we gotta get this Dragonfire in a situation where we're not taking fire to the rear constantly. Okay, come on, Orion. See if you can finish off this Thor artillery vehicle. Come on. You can do it. Apparently not. They're going to keep going after our Dragonfire because they can. Stop it. Oh, Simmons. You don't know how much I'm a fan of inappropriate sexual jokes. But that's hilarious. It's one thing you definitely get in your time with serving in the military. You get no shortage of sexual innuendo and jokes. Of course, it's completely inappropriate, but it is a part of that life. Male machismo is still very much alive in the military. This is a lousy mission because we ended up losing some nice components to destroy a bunch of vehicles. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and do a charge. I don't normally do these charges, but you know what? There we go. That was an awful mission. Got to rebuild our night here. So let's see. So there was one clan mech part, which doesn't really help us. I wish all these clan weapons were bunched up into one item. Ooh, Streak SRM6. Yeah, I'm gonna take that. Hello, SRM4. No, that's regular. I could take a Thumper, but you know what? I'm going to take the ER medium laser. Alright, so we got an ER medium laser, ER small laser. There'll be an AC2 clan, SRM4 clan, some SRM6s, and some Thumper ammo. Not bad. Not bad at all. The Mech Mechanic Simulator. The Mech Mechanic Simulator? Is that tied to Battletech? Or is it like a knockoff version? My guess would be it's a knockoff version. I'm going to have to check right now. Let's give it a quick check. We've got a little time to kill. Alright, let me go to Steam. Let's see, I can actually share my screen. So let's go ahead and do that. We've got a little bit of time. To the Mechanic series. Rollover, tank, and cars. Now they have mechs. Okay. Let's take a look. I can actually share my screen, so let's do that. Let's do a window capture. Let's see. Let's look. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's try this again. Not Streamlabs, Steam. There we go. So let's just take a look. Let's take a look at what we're talking about here. So it's called Mech Mechanic, right? Mech Mechanic. Search. No. Let's go to the store. Mech Mechanic Simulator. Okay. Interesting. Do you get to fight at all, or is it purely just building stuff? I'm assuming there might be some sort of like a combat component to it. Huh. Tank mechanic, rover mechanic. Cards are forgotten. Only thing that matters today is mechs, giant powerful robots, and you. You make loads of money on them. After all, you're a mech mechanic. As a mech mechanic, you will become... Create your own company and lead it to glory. Accept the challenge of creating your own state-of-the-art mech. Most developed mech in the world. You repair mechs. Yeah, I don't know. Let's look at the reviews. There's a lot here to like about Mechanic Mech Simulator. If you thought a methodical, meditative fix-it game appeals to you. That being said, there are a handful of issues. So close and yet so far, this game was onto something. Did you enjoy car mechanic? Neat. Welcome to the Mechanic Simulator. It's good. I got the key for free. View response. We happy. Huh. Let's see. It's interesting. Okay. Mech Simulator. Try Primitive Builder. Yeah, I might reach out to these guys, see what their game is all about, and see if I have interest in playing their game. Hey, IMG, have you played this? You know, I'm kind of looking for some stuff that maybe we can do a little streaming on. So that's kind of mech related. So we might give this thing a whirl. I'll definitely give that a try. In the meantime, since IMG is here, IMG, are you ready to start your stream of Stardew Valley? because it's Stardew Valley Friday. Oh, IMG is fairly confident you would not like it. It's not what you think. I've watched the mechanic series. I mean, it might be worth a spin. I'm so desperate for new games right now. I might give it a whirl. All right, so IMG will be on momentarily with Stardew Valley. I'm going to end my stream. Just a reminder to everybody, we'll be playing tabletop Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, so please join us for that. I might come on for a bonus stream this afternoon, if it's possible. We'll see how things go. And I'm really hoping next week I can get to a more consistent schedule. I know I missed one morning this week, which is very uncharacteristic of me. Unfortunately, work has been challenging lately. So please bear with me there. Hopefully we'll get back to a regular routine soon. It might be worth the price. So one of the things I can do is I can actually reach out to the developer and say, hey, I'm interested in streaming this on Twitch. Can you give me a key? And sometimes they'll look at your Twitch channel, and if you have sufficient viewers and hosting and a similar base interest, sometimes they will just let you have a Steam key for a short period of time, so you could play it a little bit. So I might reach out to them and say, hey, I'm willing to give this game a whirl on my Steam. If you guys give me the key and see what happens. In the event, I will talk to you guys soon. Take care.